Hi Taurus, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your August 2022 love reading. Thank you to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call the bridge of the gap spread. And the way it works is we'll get the past energies, present energies, and future energies between you and the main love interest. Once we get through all that, we'll pull some oracle cards for some additional insight, and that's where the bridge of the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Cosmic Tarot. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel like it's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have Wisdom, which is the equivalent of the High Priestess in traditional tarot, and Power, which is the equivalent of the Emperor in traditional tarot. So I feel like this is saying that for a lot of you, you might have just been trying to feel out the situation and see if this had the potential to go the distance as far as a couple. So I feel like there wasn't necessarily a ton of communication between the two of you, but I do feel like this is saying that you were trying to intuitively tap in and see like, okay, is this someone that I could actually have a future with, or is this going to be more of a casual thing, right? So I feel like you guys are just feeling them out primarily in the past. All right. Past energy on their side, we have the Seven of Wands. So this is a Leo energy here, and I feel like this is saying that, when you would, like, let's say if you did put some tests out there, quote unquote, I feel like this is saying that they probably did pass those tests. But for you, could just be saying that maybe if you guys had a lot of people coming after you, they might have been standing out among that group. So yeah, definitely looks like there was a little bit of a competitive energy there in the past. All right. And present energy on your side, we have the Eight of Coins. So this is Virgo energy here. So this could be going a couple different ways. On the one hand, it could just be saying that you guys might just be putting a heavy focus toward your work lives right now. But for others, you just could just be saying that this is you guys now. Again, like I said, if you liked what you saw in the past, this is you guys putting more effort toward building a connection. All right, present energy on their side, we have the Magician. So to me, what this is saying here is that they have a lot of tools at their disposal. Could just be saying that they're very well-rounded people, right? And that's probably what you were noticing as well, and part of what probably drew you to this person. But yeah, it could just be saying that they're working on their lives as well and improving things for themselves. All right, and future energy on your side, we have the Queen of Cups, Cancer energy, with the Ace of Wands. So on the one hand, this could just be pointing to a heavy level of attraction at the very least, and just keep in mind with these two cards coming up together like that, I would say just be on the lookout for pregnancy potential. Of course, if that's something you're aiming for, then great, but if not, just be on the lookout for that, like I said. But yeah, looks like there's definitely some desire on your part for sure, and this could just be saying that you might actually be communicating in the future too, given that this represents your third house of communication. All right, future energy on their side, we have the Ten of Swords and the Five of Swords. So two pretty harsh energies here in the outcome position, but I guess you just go in a couple different ways. For some of you, this could just be saying that if they had a tendency to self-sabotage in these types of situations, I feel like this is saying with that Ten of Swords, they're putting an end to that, especially because with the artwork here, this looks a lot more calm than most Five of Swords energies, right? The environment looks a little chaotic, but looks like they're very relaxed and just kind of, giving in. So I feel like this is saying that if they had a tendency to possibly self-sabotage in some way, they might be letting that go. Or, like I said, if you guys had some weird competitive dynamic between the two of you, they could just be easing up off of that as well. And now for a small percentage of you, I will say that this could just be that maybe they'll put their foots in their mouths around the situation. And if that's the case, it seems like that would probably be the most likely to happen around the time of that Aquarius full moon, just because it's going to be a pretty intense one. So just be on the lookout for that. Try not to have any important conversations around the connection around that time. All right. Bottom of the deck on your side, we have Awakening. So this is the equivalent of the Sun in traditional tarot. So yeah, I feel like this is just, like I said, you guys were feeling them out for a bit, and then you come to the conclusion that actually you would like to pursue things with them. So I feel like this is just coming to that realization for you. Could even just be pointing to when the sun moves into Virgo toward the end of August. That might be when you feel like you've made that decision, because that's fifth house energy for you guys, which points to romance and creativity. All right, and bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Princess of Wands. So this is the equivalent to the Page of Wands. So yeah, this could just be saying that they're, like I said, maybe if they had some type of a tendency to self-sabotage in some way, I feel like they're getting a bit of a grasp on that. And interestingly enough, beneath that card, we actually see the Prince of Wands. So yeah, it could just be saying that they're going through a growth cycle as well through this connection. I feel too, that whatever your interaction is with them, it's kind of shifting how they approach relationships in some way, coming at it from a more mature angle. All right, so moving on to your oracle cards. First, let's see what we get from Aqua Moonlight deck here. I did pre-shuffle this deck before we started recording, and what I'm looking for here is an unspoken message from you to them and from them to you. And initially I'll be looking for jumpers, but if I shuffle for a while without anything coming up, I'll just put the deck down and pull cards that way. So let's see what we get. Oh, almost had one there. Alright, and this doesn't want to go back in the deck, and next we'll see what we get from them to you. Oh, and got one there. Okay, so on your side, we have time. Let's see if I can get it to focus. There we go. Or it was focusing. There we go. It says, I know the clock is ticking for us. Won't you wait for me? So interesting message there, because I didn't necessarily get the energy that you guys were taking incredibly long. Now, in the past, I did see, like I said, it looks like you guys were kind of observing them and feeling them out. And at the same time, on top of that, too, it seems like you might be the ones who are a little bit ready first as far as moving things to the next level. But I hope it resonates with some of you anyway. And then on their side, we have obligations. It says, I want to get away from the burdens I have to deal with, but I'm stuck right now. So interesting energy there, because that could just be saying that maybe they did have a lot of other things going on. I was talking about how they might be well-rounded, right? So it could just be saying that they just have a lot going on in their lives. And then if that's the case, that could be what this Ten of Swords is pointing at for some of them, right? Which could just be saying that they could be feeling a bit overwhelmed and overburdened in some way. But yeah, let's see what the Wisdom of the Oracle adds to the mix. So same situation as far as I pre-shuffled this deck as well, but here I'm just looking for one card with general advice to wrap up with. And that one didn't want to go back, so let's see what we got. Okay, we have Between Worlds. There's the artwork, and the number is 3. Okay, let's see. Okay, the relationship message says this is a time to explore the new energy between you and another. It is not a moment for certainty, but rather for discovery and curiosity. You don't yet know if this will last forever, so allow yourself to explore who you are and what is reflected back to you. This relationship is meant to educate you about yourself. What do you need? What do you like or dislike? What values are important to you? You are in a critical phase of your relationship that is not to be dismissed or hurried. So yeah, definitely an interesting message there, because that makes me feel like that made me think of the past energy on your side. But aside from that, I feel like that might resonate more for those of you, like I said, the majority of your energy is probably going to be on the left, but for some of you might feel like this was the energy on the right. I feel like that message might resonate a little bit more with the energy on this side. But either way, I hope that resonated with you guys. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.